any of you guys who are coming to travel Thailand in April by flight, by land, or by boat, you don't have to do RT-PCR test before you coming in, but you can do RT-PCR test just only one time after you arrive Thailand. I have more update about this for you in this video. สวัสดีค่ะ It's me teyasuchira. Right now is oh my god hard rain outside here, but I still don't stop giving you a news. I've been waiting for the news today is just because the general meeting of the TCSA, they already talk about the future of entering Thailand. But before I tell you, please remember the news that I'm telling you is not 1,000%. It's not 1,000% confirmed yet because everything is going to be 100% confirmed until you hear a royal gazette. But it seems like I think it's not going to change because the situation and everything is go as planned. Today, the news on the CCSA, they agree that from the April, anybody who are entering Thailand, no matter vaccinated or unvaccinated, you don't have to do RT-PCR test before entering the country, but you have to do RT-PCR test on the first day when you arrive the country. What I'm talking is that not just only the flights, but anyone who are coming here by land, by the border of the country, or by boat, this is the same. But a person who come here as test and go program, again, test and go is a person who are already fully vaccinated. So fully vaccinated means you already got vaccine for 2 doses. So in case you are worried about do we need to have 3 doses or not? Thailand at the moment, they already require to have only 2 doses of vaccination. So if you are fully vaccinated, you are allowed to come here as test and go. But however, it has to be the right vaccination that they require. So it's not everyone. It has to be like the right one that they request, and it's guaranteed by WHO and also Thai Ministry of Public Health. And then you can come here as test and go. For April, anybody who come here as test and go, you still do the same like this month. This month means in March. You have to do RT-PCR test on the day 0. But of course, when you arrive here, you have to do RT-PCR test until you hear the result of negative Covid-19. You can travel anywhere. But after that, on the day 5, you have to do self COVID-19 test by ATK or antigen test. And after that, you have to report this test into the application, which is called หมอชนะ application. Okay? And then for a person who come here as unvaccinated, you also welcome to the country. And also you require to do a quarantine just only 5 days. That is a good news because compared with that at the beginning when Thailand opened the country, unvaccinated is a person who has to quarantine for the longest time. But this time just only 5 days, so I believe it's not too long. So I think it will make you feel a little bit more interested to come to Thailand. And for a person who are unvaccinated, you come here as a quarantine. Quarantine for 5 days, you have to do RT-PCR test for 2 times though. First one is on the day 1 and another one RT-PCR test on the day 4 or day 5. And after that, you can just travel anywhere you want. So in case you have a question that as you are unvaccinated, can you travel everywhere you want? Yes, of course. After you do a quarantine and you get the result of the negative COVID-19 for 2 times by RT-PCR test, you can travel everywhere. But you just have to show the COVID-19 free if they are required. But the rest of that, you just travel as same as everyone who traveling in Thailand. In my opinion, I think the reason that Thailand is starting to have a change and everything's getting easier is just because they look around and see every and see many countries, especially like in Europe. I heard that you guys like Denmark, Finland, France, or UK, you kind of you starting to let people to enter without a quarantine and even no need to do a test. Is that right? And also in Asia, for example, like Laos, India, Philippines, and many countries, that country still require you to do RT-PCR test before entering Thailand. So now Thailand is trying to make it like compete, try to get tourists to be interested to enter Thailand. So that's why they stop require you to do RT-PCR test before entering the country, but do only one. And also they require you to have the Covid-19 insurance for at least 20,000. But in the future, I think they're going to reduce to be cheaper as well, maybe like 10,000 US dollar, because they see that in Vietnam, they require tourists to have the COVID-19 insurance coverage only 10,000 US dollar. Maybe Thailand is going to reduce to be like Vietnam in the future as well. Well, at least we are slow, but at least we do something. So this plan is going to start it on the April, and just only 1 month. So any of you guys who are coming here in April 2022, this is a plan. And you got to wait until you hear about the Royal Gazette. But any of you who are coming here after April, for example, like May, June, July, we have a plan and the plan keeps changing to be a better way, of course. So in May, we just do ATK test at the airport only. So let's hope that things is going as planned so you can come to travel Thailand easier. I already talked about the 4 phases of the entering Thailand in a previous video. So if you want to know what's the plan, because we are planning to have endemic of Thailand on the 1st of July. So if you like to know about what we plan and what Thailand plan to do from now, you can go back to see my previous video about that. But however, everything is just a plan, okay? It's not official yet. So if you wonder like, oh, what is going to happen? How about me? I already do this, I already that. I don't know. Because this one, they already told us that we are planning to do. So it doesn't mean that they are confirmed. Everything is all depending on the situation, and everything is depending on the situation of vaccination and COVID-19 in Thailand. So after that, they're going to confirm and then make a Royal Gazette. And after the Royal Gazette, it means we're going to start. So this one is just like giving you the general information. Yeah, let's say that. It's just like general information to just at least to give you an idea. So in case you are planning to come to Thailand, you may want to know like if you come here in April, what is going to be like. May, how about June, how about July? But if everything is go as planned, after July, everything is going to be back to normal, hopefully. I want to share with you about the number of the tourists who are traveling Thailand in March. From the 1st of March until 17th of March, we got 142,788 travelers. And in that one, we have test and go for 125,362 travelers. And sandbox scheme, we got 14,982 travelers. And the person who entered as a quarantine, we got 2,444 travelers. So it seems like everything is getting better compared with a few months ago. How about top 10 inbound air travelers who come here the most? Well, number 1 is Singapore. Number 2 is Germany. Number 3 is UK. Number 4 is USA. Number 5 is France. Number 6 is UAE. Number 7 is Australia. Number 8 is Russia. Number 9 is Israel. And number 10 is Japan. I also heard that they are planning to talk about Thailand Pass. So maybe in the future they're going to make Thailand Pass to be easier, or who knows, they may they may quit having Thailand Pass in the future. So hopefully things is getting easier and easier so you can make a decision to travel Thailand easily. So again, this news is just a plan, okay? Until the Royal Gazette, that is going to be 100% confirmation. But at least I want to share with you, and it seems like it's going to be like that at least in April, which is coming next month. What do you think about this video? If you feel like this video is useful for you, you're more than welcome to share to your friends. And if you like it, please at least give me a thumb up. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do subscribe. And if you appreciate it with information that I have for you today, you feel like you want to support my channel, you want to buy me a coffee, you can have a look in the description how to buy me a coffee. And for today, thank you so much for watching until the end. I'll see you next time very soon. สวัสดีค่ะ